wrapping up 2025 was probably the busiest our team had been all year. I think basically from the start of November, running our first ever global RTG with 107 teams, over 400 athletes, straight into I would say our most successful conference for our network, so our studio owners and some of their managers and staff attend that conference, and I think that was a real turning point for us. I think in REVL, I think we really walked away from that as a team feeling the momentum inside the brand, and I think all our owners felt that as well, and that was a really special time. So that was all within the 1 week, so our team were obviously under the pump for a lot of that period, but I think that's really set the really set the foundation for what's to come this year. And then I think we flow into December, straight into, end of November into Black Friday, and then December into the biggest month of franchise sales we had all year. So we ended up selling 15 locations across 3 different markets, 2 new Asian markets, as well as a few here locally here in Oz. So an absolutely massive month of franchise sales, and again that obviously stacks on work for us this year in terms of development. The first kind of quarter and 2 of this year. So it was a huge 2025. We tripled the size of our HQ team, which was really exciting. We've definitely outgrown the office, but there's just a general feeling and vibe of momentum within the brand at the moment. I think as a founder, having conversations with people, whether they're close to the business or not, and kind of just mentioning that they can see the momentum, they can see the energy behind the brand from anything they see online or interact with locally is pretty special. I think that's the goal. I think the whole goal is to find those flywheels that propel the business forward, and I think our biggest thing's always been just to push energy in the right direction, and I think that's what the team's done. It's what we've kind of executed last year, and we're absolutely pumped for 2026. We're only just getting into it. It's going to be a big year for us. This year it definitely feels like we're strapped to the rocket ship, and it is about to take off, and it's kind of just one thing after another at the moment. So it's exciting. It's also a little bit scary, a little bit daunting. You hope you can hold on and make it work. I think what's giving me a lot of confidence, I guess, coming into this year is obviously we grew the team a lot last year, and so everyone was quite new inside the business. We've now got roughly 15 employees inside our head office team, and everyone's been here for longer than 6 months. I think with experience inside the brand, everyone starts to build their own processes and systems and whatnot. So I guess the day-to-day operations of the business requires less of a touch point from the founders, because they're now kind of owned by the individual departments and our staff. So I think super confident in our team this year. We've got a really good bunch, and it's going to allow Ben and I to get out in front of the business and into some new markets, and really focus on kind of growing the brand, which we're pumped for. We're really pumped for. So back to the rocket ship analogy, we fly to Singapore at the start of Feb. So we head over there for Singapore team games. They've got 1,200 athletes, and they'll probably have that again in volunteers and spectators. So we're expecting a couple of thousand people through the door over there, essentially their version of our global team games that we ran here in November. So that's going to be huge. We're actually setting up an apparel booth for the first time, so we're having that being built at the moment in Singapore, which is pretty cool. It'll be the first time, I guess, we put some of our race team apparel and whatnot on display, and start hustling and sell some merch, which would be cool. And then we come back, and then a few of us head over to the US. So we're actually flying into LA, heading to Utah, and meeting with an ex-member of ours who lives in Utah. She was a member up at Maroochydore here in Australia. So we're catching up with her and having a bit of a look around Utah, some of the competitors and offerings. And then we're heading down to Vegas for Ben and I to chase our sub 1 hour pro doubles HYROX time. So we've been putting in the work. We've been on the straight and narrow since New Year's. So we're really starting to kind of buckle down and get some solid training in. I'm really looking forward to racing again. That'll be my second race. I think Ben's maybe fourth or fifth. So hopefully we can pull that off. And then we're going to spend some time in LA after that and just have, again, a bit of a look around. A lot of this is just having a look at what is out there in the market, what the client expects throughout the US, as well as what's currently available, and just kind of starting to address that gap in the market that I think REVL can fill throughout the US. Yeah, it feels good coming back and getting stuck into training this year. Obviously, we're, I think, 4 weeks into the first block. I think generally as a team, we're super dialed into our training. I think everyone's got at least one race in the calendar, whether it's their first race or not. I think everyone's on the bus on our team, and I definitely like putting that on display for the rest of the network and for our members to see. I think it's always been important for me to, I guess for our team, or just generally as a brand, to live and breathe what you do and believe in your product and what it can do. And I guess we exist to unlock human potential. So whether that's as a business owner, as a member, coach, or franchise partner, I think that's our core mission. And I guess I really want our team to really embody that. And yeah, we're starting to see that. Everyone's getting fit, everyone's getting strong. It's really cool to see. And I think we've got some exciting changes to the product this year. So we've actually updated our move program. So it used to be split up into total body, upper body, and lower body. We've now shifted that to be total body all 3 days. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, all total body. And some just have a bias to either upper or lower, but still have a full body stimulus. So I think what's driven that is over the years, we have seen the typical move client can't necessarily tolerate a full 36-minute session of just the one body part. So 36 minutes of just pumping the lower body or just the upper body. The typical move client does need more of a well-rounded training stimulus. And then I think that's flowed into, I guess, the rise in competition culture. So more people doing things like triathlon, marathons, HYROX, etc. Again, to load up on one body part, so whether upper body or lower body, for a whole session. You're just not getting bang for buck strength gains, or at least strength maintenance in preparation for what you're doing outside the gym. So two-prong approach. It was to really satisfy the rising competition culture, but also to provide a meaningful program for the typical move client. And it was amazing. So I got a couple of messages the first week. We actually rolled out Move as a total body workout. I got plenty of messages from either studios or actual clients saying that it was the perfect workout, the perfect training stimulus. So yeah, it's always a nice bit of vibe stat that lands in your inbox, which is pretty cool. So I think it's important. We never want to change our program or innovate in a way that is a knee-jerk reaction to what the market's doing. This has been something we've spoken about for over 12 months. and we saw this coming for a little while, and it's taken us a little while to come around to it and figure out how it's going to work in the studio. There's lots to consider: equipment pack, session flow, class schedules, and then obviously rolling it out across 50 sites in a franchise network. So it's not just let's decide we want to change the program tomorrow. There's a lot that goes into it and a lot of consideration. So yeah, stoked to have our team. Jack, head of athletics, he stepped up this year in that role and really brought this Move Total change to life. And then obviously Lauren, heading up our operations department, being able to roll that out across the franchise network. Again, hats off to those guys. So hopefully we'll get some marketing content out there for all our members, and to be able to understand it a little bit more and assist with slicing and dicing their week so that it's most beneficial. But yeah, it's exciting. It's really exciting, and keen to see members lap it up this year.
So we're just heading to an office inspection in Neutral Bay. We've quite quickly outgrown our space in Manly, so we're looking for something maybe double the size, just to squeeze everyone in. So currently we're putting together a rotating plan for staff to be able to hot desk and whatnot. It'd be nice to have bigger space, our own space, standalone. So let's go have a look. So I literally just sent mate of mine, Bo, a message, the owner of Par Küp cycling brand here on the beaches or here in Sydney. And we got some collab kit done with him. And so his brand's Par Küp. Obviously we've got REVL, and we created this race team called PAX. And it's just kind of a local race team. We just have a bit of fun with it. Anyway, so we ordered some custom kit, a new round of custom kit to arrive for To Win Under, which is this week in Adelaide. And I just sent him a message and asked him if it arrived, and he said, no, it's been held up in customs, and everyone's going, oh, fuck, spewing, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, he just sent a message saying, well, fuck me. And the box has just landed on his doorstep. And so this is the new kit. So it's a nice, it's got like a tie-dye wash on it, little REVL on the body, and then little REVL and Par Küp on the sleeve. So
as like a brief overview, like we've been working for the last 6 years to get the brand to where it is now, and we always hoped it would feel like we were kind of strapped to a rocket ship at one point, and I think this year's that year.
Yeah.
And so I think it's important that before we're kind of swept up in it all, that we've got all our ducks in a row and everything, like we're 100% certain on the foundations being kind of set where they are, everyone on the same page, the whole network on the same page, etc.
Yeah. Is it worth coming to see you in Sydney and just sitting with you guys and going through where everything's got to?
That'd be fantastic.
See your face.
Yeah, likewise. I'll let you know about next week.
Okay, cool. Alrighty.
Thanks.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Sweet. Good to see Sal. I haven't seen her for ages. How long ago did they do the rebrand? I think Sal and her team would have been about 18 months to 2 years ago. I think, Ben and I and Beck, our marketing manager at the time, went down and sat in their office in South Melbourne and essentially sat with them for a couple of days, and they pulled everything out of our brain, which is a task in itself. And basically looked at where REVL started, and where we've come from, and through to where we want to go, and kind of our vision and I guess mission for the brand and where we want to take it. And it was about pushing REVL into more of the lifestyle space and being more than just training facilities, looking at how approachable the brand can be while still being sexy and cool. And now we've got far better brains than just Ben and I fumbling our way through building the brand. So it'd be good to get everyone else in the room and really kind of dive deep into how we've executed the brand refresh, where the brand is today, and then I guess where we want it to be over the next 2, 3, 4 years, especially entering new markets like the US and all the kind of nuances that go with that. So yeah, basically we want to come out the other side of that with a new brand book that we can distribute to the network, get everyone on the same page, aligned with the vision, and then get basically all of our documentation in a row, things like fit out guides, signage guides, all the foundational documents, the not so sexy stuff, but Sal and her team find a way to make it sexy, so that we can start rolling out studios across the world, and it'd be a REVL studio wherever you walk in, whether it's Vietnam or the US. So yeah, it's important we get our ducks in a row, and yeah, even things like Pace Run Club, REVL Underground, the list goes on. So yeah, it'd be good to kind of organise everything, get it all in one place, and lock it away, lock in for 2026. So we're just about to catch up with Sal, who runs Playground Digital down in Melbourne. And Playground did our brand refresh about 18 months, maybe 2 years ago. And so today is all just about kind of recalibrating as a brand. I think we've experienced some significant growth over the last couple of years, and I think where Sal and her team at Playground kind of got our brand to with our brand refresh, we've now had time to go and execute, and so now we want to kind of recalibrate and just make sure we've got framework set up as we expand into new markets like the US. So there's a fair bit of nuance with how we, I guess, execute our brand in these new markets. So we just want to make sure we get things right, because something we prioritize is brand, product, and people. So it's going to be a big day. We're in here for 4 hours, so let's get stuck in.